Hello again, everybody. This is Mr. Everything, and I am coming at you with another Wargaming and miniature video. In this video, we're going to talk about our Waterloo project, some of my thoughts about the Napoleonics in general, some modeling suggestions that I have, and some updates. And if you've never come out to any of these project updates before, well, basically what I do is I share what I've been doing, keeping you apprised of my progress towards completion and all that. Okay, first of all, the world is starting to heal. People are starting to get vaccinated, and we're starting to see more possibilities to get together and actually game again. Okay, having seen that, I've got a letter, an email from the directors of NashCon. They said that they were reopening this year, so in August, there's going to be NashCon 2021. Am I going? I am thinking that I want to go, but I don't know if I'm going to go because I don't want to force myself to get a game ready, because if I go, I'm going to want to run a game. So I don't know if I want to force myself to get ready to run a game, or if I want to run a game that I already have the figures for or something. So I'm still thinking about that. Okay, just letting you know. NashCon is a go. I don't know if we're going to go. If I do, I'll let you know. All right, so what else? Some hobby stuff has changed for me. Right here, these are my 95th rifles. This is my 95th rifle battalion. You can't see it because of this. The 95th rifles, they're finished. I finished them maybe a half an hour ago. I applied a dark tone ink wash on these, and I'm waiting for that to completely dry before I take these and mount them on their bases. Okay, but I wanted to say something about the way I mounted these on these popsicle sticks. As you can see, I put 4 figures on a popsicle stick. These figures are mounted pretty. They're Perry models. They're Perry metals. Every one of these is from Perry, and this is their 95th rifle, or their British rifle collection. And what I did was I took some of this foam double-sided tape, and I cut maybe a 1/4 of an inch or a 1/2 inch and put it on these popsicle sticks. I put 4 pieces down, and then I took these models and I stuck them because this is double-sided. One side will stick to the popsicle stick, another side will stick to the bottom of the model. And then I painted them while they were, I primed them and then painted them while they were on these popsicle sticks. And that's what I've been doing for years now, many, many years. But normally in the past, what I have been doing is putting a drop of Elmer's glue down and then putting the model down and waiting for the Elmer's glue to dry, which takes a couple hours to dry for me to be able to lift the model up. But with this tape, with this foam tape, double-sided, I was able to cut that off, stick it on here, take a model, stick it on there, and then I could just start painting right away. And there was no dry time. So I think that is a time saver, but it's a little bit more expensive than just a drop of Elmer's glue. So I'm going to have to weigh because as you know, I'm a miniature painter as my business as well. And I don't know if the amount of time I save by doing this is worth the additional cost. It seems like it will be, because dry time is production time that if I can save, because time is money, right? Okay. So let me show you something. Now, these models, they're metal and they're on these sticks, and I'm just going to grab any one of these models, and I'm holding up the entire popsicle stick, right? I'm holding the entire stick by the model. That should be falling off. Now, I don't do that when I'm painting. I'm actually holding the popsicle stick and painting the model. But these models aren't coming off. They're not coming off. Now, how hard are these to come off of the tape? Not very hard at all. Look at that. And then there's tape there. Now, I watched a guy say that you could reuse this same tape with another model. Now, just hypothetically, let's say this was a new model that I wanted to paint, and I had this same popsicle stick. Could I take this model and stick it back on there? I could. It comes off a little bit easier this time. Okay, well, we're still waiting for that wash to dry. It's almost dry. So that might be a huge time saver. I won't have to, because normally what I have to do, once I pop the models off, when I have it glued on, there's glue residue left over on the popsicle stick, and I usually take my X-Acto knife and scrape off all the excess glue. That's even more time. So, yeah, if I can use this twice, that'll double its usage. We'll have to find out. Okay, I'll let you know. I'll keep you apprised on that. But painting these 95th rifles with this tape saved me at least 2 hours of Elmer's dry time. At least. Okay. And it might save a little bit more on the cleaning of the popsicle sticks if I can reuse them. Okay. More modeling stuff. More modeling. Less about the actual hobby. Even though you see that I've got the 95th rifles finished, ready to go. Let's put that out of the way. Okay. So whenever I get models in and I bust them out and I paint them, especially the Warlord games, Perry models, Victrix, any of them that have a box that the models come in, right? Like this is British infantry or the ancient Greek hoplites. Any of these, doesn't matter. I can make movement trays out of these, okay? Now you're saying, Mr. Everything, what are you talking about? Well, I'll be making a video soon, and it'll be a totally separate thing on how to make a movement tray for your massed units. So if you've got okay, so I've got these Hanoverans right here, right? And there are, because of the skirmishers, right? And their normal bases, you're looking at 4 of the big bases, and then 4 of the little bases. And what I normally do is I'll take a 40 by 40 magnet, and I'll put 2 of these bases on a magnet. Clean off the flock, a little extra flock. There you go. And these now form the battalion, right? And when I need to change formation, you know, we change formation, and then we can move them on the table like that. Or if it's a 4 deep line, like the British or what have you, then we put them in a formation like that, which is exactly the same size as this. That is 80 by, what is that, 120? And then when you go like this, it winds up being 120 by 80. So it's exactly the same size. It's just turned sideways. So if you make a movement tray that is this size, you could put your models in that tray and then just maneuver that tray without models falling out. Or if you don't have magnets, let's say you don't have magnets, like I've got a Nassau unit up there that its skirmishers are actually on non-magnetized bases. That would help to keep those together and moving, and I'll show how to do that. Okay, so, and you can make those out of these. And you can make 2 cheap and easy movement trays out of one. I could probably make more than 2, actually. I haven't tried. Let me just kind of visualize. Oh, hell. Okay, yeah, never mind. I can make one here, and then flip the box over, one there and one there. I can make 4 out of one single box. 4 movement trays. So just these 2 boxes, I can make 8 movement trays. I'll show you what I mean by that in an upcoming video. So keep tuned in for that. Okay. Another thing, I just acquired the Army Painter wet palette. This is just an empty box, but the Army Painter wet palette comes with a couple of things that I thought was pretty cool. It comes with a brush tray, and it comes with a lot of things actually. This is me trying to sell it really, but this is an elastic band that goes around your wet palette so it doesn't come apart, and it keeps the moisture in. I have not used this yet. This is completely dry. But there's your lid, and then right inside you've got a tray that you can lay some brushes on. I'm not sure, maybe a tweezers or something like that you could put there, but I would just put extra brushes. I could probably put more than 10 brushes in there. It says you can put 10 brushes in there. I bet you can put a lot more than 10, maybe 15, something like that. So, and I'm going to tell you, when I paint, I tend to use the same 10 brushes all the time anyway. And when they wear out, then I'll swap to a new brush. And then you've got your deep reservoir, which I haven't used yet. It comes with 2 sponges. It says it comes with 2 sponges, and the sponge goes in there. You get the sponge completely wet, and then you put this hydro sheet, is I guess what they're calling it. It's kind of like rice paper. You put that on top of the sponge and then use that as your palette. So you would put your drop of paint directly on that hydro sheet, and then the moisture from the sponge will leak through or seep through the palette paper, and it will keep your paint from drying out. And then I haven't used it. What I normally use is a standard painter's palette that has reservoirs in there, and I cover it with aluminum foil. And when I'm done with it, I just peel the aluminum foil, toss it. But what I have noticed is that I will put a drop of, let's say, black in one of those reservoirs. I'll paint something black and then realize that I need to paint something red on another model first before I paint the black, because the black goes on top of the red, something like this. Specifically, that happened with the 95th rifles. And so I realize this and I say, okay, let me go ahead and mix up some red. Then I paint the red. Then I go back to the black and it's dried up. So I've wasted some paint. Two or three drops, no big deal. Paint is so cheap nowadays, I don't really care. But everybody says this is the best. And what I wind up doing is I'll put a drop of black paint or red or green or blue, whatever, in a reservoir, and it will wind up being too thick. And so I will have to get my water bottle and I'll squirt some water in there, and then I'll make it too thin. Then I'll have to take some paint and put it back in there, and I have to do this juggling act until I get the right consistency. And I'm going to have to experiment with this wet palette to see if that is something I'm going to need to do from now on. I can actually just use a wet palette and not my reservoir. If I don't like it, I'll just go back to my reservoir palette. But maybe my next project, I'm gonna use this wet palette just to see how it works. Okay, so that's something that I'm doing. I'm not gonna do a video about it until after I've used it a couple of times, and then I can speak from experience, because I've never used a wet palette. Just so you know. And then here's the little Army Painter. Now, there's a lot of brands out there, but like this one brand didn't come with any sponges, so you had to buy the sponges separately, or, you know, I don't know. I trust Army Painter. I like their paints and stuff, so I said, you know what, I'm going to get this. It's an Army Painter wet palette. It's pretty new. It said it was new, and we'll see. We'll see if it works. And also lately I've been using a lot of the P3 paints, which come in little tubs. You just open them up and paint directly out of the tub. I've been using a lot of those lately, mainly because I've had them for years and I said, you know what, I'm just going to use them up. But I don't know. I don't have projects that need to use up that much paint. I love the yellow from that set because it covers, and a few of the other reds and blues are excellent, and that's why I've been using them. Okay, so wet palette, movement trays, sticky foam, very important. Okay, let's talk about my Napoleonics. It took a while to get there, huh? I finished all of the Brunswickers. All of them. Even the generals. Artillery. Light. Line. All 3 battalions of line. All 3 battalions of light. The foot artillery. The horse artillery. The Duke of Brunswick. Speck. And the other guy, I can't remember his name. The 2 brigade generals. Avant-garde. The Leib Guard. So I've got Oh, that's right. The large Hussar battalion and the small Lancer battalion, Uhlans, all done. I'm going to put them out on the table here. I'm going to let you see them. Super excited about that. I can move on from the Brunswickers. I started on some of my Hanoverans. I've got all the Hanoverans that I need from front rank. Okay. This brings me into another topic. Okay, let me just kind of glance over and see what I need. My French, right? I did get my front rank French command in. I got like 12 command. So I am ready to go to make 12 battalions of French if I had all the other French models, which I don't. I could probably do 2 or 3 battalions before I run out of French models. Okay. I have a ton of cavalry. I have a ton of I've got like all the cuirassiers. They're not finished. They're still in the boxes. And the chasseurs. I got some British dragoons, some British hussars. I ordered from Warlord the British Life Guard, the Blues or whatever, their cavalry. I finished Dutch Jaegers. They're beautiful. I love them. All the Brunswickers. 95th. 1 unit of Hanoverans. And I haven't touched the French because I need more French troops. Okay. So, I got 2 orders in with Warlord Games. The second order should get me 2 more boxes of the Waterloo starter set, which is going to get me 4 more battalions of French just out of those boxes. I'm talking about infantry. But with command, I could probably get 5. I could strip figures out of these and make a 5th. And then with the ones that I already have, maybe 3 more, I could probably do 8 more battalions just with that. So that's what we're going to start with. That's going to get me some more British, which I need anyway. And guess what? I ordered a bunch of British command. So, and these were all ordered through front rank. The commands were. All the Hanoverans were from front rank. All my Dutch Belgians, front rank. I have a few Perry Dutch Belgians left, but they're kind of like fillers. When I pull the Brunswickers out, and I show you the Brunswickers at the end of the video, they're a mixture of both Perry and front rank. And I want you to kind of see, or try to see, if you can identify which ones are Perry and which ones are front rank. Because they're going to be side by side. And their front rank is a little bit bigger. Like, these are front rank models, right? And these are Perry models. They're about the same height, but the front rank ones are just a little bit bigger, maybe 2 or 3 millimeters bigger. Okay, so that brings me to my point. I have placed a number of orders, primarily for the store, because I need one of the Warlord orders was the SPQR redemption order. Now understand, this is the Waterloo update, not the store update, but it still kind of bears in with this because I'm going to talk about Victrix here in a minute. So I ordered the SPQR, which has a few models in it. I don't remember exactly what, but mainly models for the store. But the second order was has those 2 Waterloo boxes. I also ordered some 19th century, the Old Glory 15s, which I'm not going to use for my Waterloo project. That's going to be completely for sale. Okay, Victrix. Okay, I've ordered from Front Rank. Remember, Warlord, Front Rank, Perry, and Victrix are all in the UK. They're all in the UK. I ordered something from Perry. I get it in probably 3 weeks. Reasonable. I'm okay with that. I mean, that's from hitting submit and it showing up at the door. 3 weeks. I order from Front Rank. 2 weeks. They are on it. They are on it. But then again, Front Rank will limit how much you're allowed to order from them because they're trying to spread what they have out with other people, which I'm okay with that. I love Front Rank. I'm going to tell you, Front Rank, they're number one in my book. So you got Front Rank, 2 weeks. Perry, 3 weeks. Now, you talk about Warlord Games. They are professional. They communicate with emails. They're constantly sending me flyers saying, this is what we got new. This is what's coming out. You know, do you want to order this? Do you want to order that? If you order this, we'll give you one of these. They are super professional. They have pre-orders, you know. Well, all these other companies have pre-orders as well. But they're really good when it comes to retail support. Trade support. I order from them. I probably get it in 2 to 3 weeks. So far I'm getting my Front Rank, my Perry, and my Warlord orders when I put them in about 2 to 3 weeks, usually. Victrix. Everybody tells me they love Victrix models. Why? Because of the price, right? You can get like 60 models for like $30 or something like that. So they're like 50 cents a model. They are plastic. No problem. They're a little bit on the big side. So they're even bigger than my Front Ranks. They have really good detail on them. They're real easy to assemble. Victrix are really, and like my Napoleonic Victrix, you get a lot of extra parts and pieces, like guys with epaulets, guys without epaulets. You get bearskin caps or shakos or whatever. You get a lot of variety and a lot of good details and customizability with your Victrix models. So people say, this is good, you should order those. Okay. I have some Victrix. I think they're okay. I like them. They are good, especially their ancient line. They're my Romans. Those Romans over there, those are freaking outstanding. I love them. Trade support. I don't recommend it. if I ordered something from Victrix as a consumer, it takes them about, or it did in the past, it took them about a week or two to ship it. And then it took me about 3 more weeks after that to get it. Okay, 5 weeks. No big deal, right? When I opened my retail account last year, middle of last year, they told me I couldn't order like I had ordered in the past. I had to go to a special website to order. I accept that. I think that's pretty cool because that'll tell me exactly my costs and my shipping and all that stuff. When I go to that site, the reason why they want you to go to that site, this is not trade secret. When they want you to go to this site because they can track inventory better there for retailers. Okay, so I'm thinking this is outstanding. This is great. I place an order. Oh, I try to place an order. It says I can't because it's not big enough. They require an order that is a car payment. No, I mean, I'm exaggerating, but it's just really large, a very large order. So I'm like, for me, if I was Walmart, it would be pennies. That would not be a very large order. If I was a big retail store, that would not be a large order. But because I'm a small business and it's the COVID era, that was a large order. That was a big chunk of change to place this order. But I said, you know what? Victrix is popular. They're good models. I'm going to order it. So I ordered them. I said, I'm going to bust the bank and I'm going to do it. If you've been watching my videos, you've heard me say this probably about 3 times already. I placed that order in November, October, November, something like that. September? No, I don't know. It was a long time ago. I hadn't heard anything back. So in December, I said, I placed this order and I haven't heard anything. What's going on? Are you going to bill me or am I going to have to pay in advance? What's going on? Because I hadn't paid anything yet. Didn't hear anything. Middle of January, I get a letter saying, here's your invoice. Are you still interested in that order? 3 months later, right? 3 months after I placed the order, they said, are you still interested? And that, I appreciate them asking me that because what if I was not interested? What if that was a deal breaker? Well, it wasn't. I was like, nah, I'm still interested. Come on, bring it on. So they said, okay, we'll work up the invoice. We'll send you a message and let you know. I'm like, cool. February. They say, okay, we've worked up the invoice. This is how much it is. Once you pay, we'll ship it. So this is like February 12th, somewhere in there, mid-February. I got it. Within a day or two, it was paid. Sent the payment. And remember, we're talking about a large payment. It's March what? When is it? Okay. I haven't got it. I didn't get an email. Didn't get confirmation. Didn't get jack squattily diddly poop. So I said, you know what? I'm curious. Maybe there's a tracking number. Maybe they've got, maybe they shipped it or something like that. I said, you know where the best place to go is? I'm going to go to that website that they set me up and see what the status of my order is. I go there. They have my invoice on there. And it says that it is shipped on the 3rd of March. I'm like, okay. So it took them a couple of weeks after I placed the order for them to, after I paid for it, for them to ship it. So I should be getting it any day now. Hypothetically, if I get it by the end of the month, or if I get it by the, I don't know when. 3 weeks after the 1st. So if I get it around the 21st, hypothetically, it will have been December, January, February, March. It would have been 4 months because I ordered it in November, December, January, February, and receive it in March. Would have been 4 months after I placed the order. And I'm going to tell you, after having received Front Rank models, after having received Perry models and Warlord Games models, as if they wanted my business. Front Rank wants my business. Perry wants my business. Warlord definitely wants my business. They communicate with me daily. I don't think Victrix wants business. Now, I don't know the size of their company. I don't know how many people they have working. I don't know how many orders they have or anything like that. But it seems to me like, and this is just me being a business owner, if you're not getting any business, you should have no problem shipping out your orders because you got nothing else to do. But if you're getting so many orders that you can't keep up, you need to hire someone else to help you package those boxes. Because that means you're making bank. You're making money. If you're making as much money as I was paying them, I would have expected, plus they charged me for shipping. I would expect it to have been shipped out within a week. If, when you order something from me, if I don't ship it out the very next day, I get a strike because I sell on eBay. And it was my choice to put on there that I ship every day. Single day. So if I get an order in on Monday, I have to have it in the mail on Tuesday. I don't have a problem with that. I don't get 100 orders. I get 6-7 orders a day, so that's reasonable for me. But if I got 20 orders a day, I would either have to ask one of my friends to come over and help me package this stuff and pay them for it, or I would have to put on the on my eBay store that it's going to take 2 or 3 days of processing. But I'm not going to put 2 or 3 days of processing when it doesn't take me 2 or 3 days. I only put 1 day. Okay, somehow I got put onto the shipping. But the reason why I say that, bringing it back to the Napoleonics update, that order is half for the store, but it was also half for me, I had ordered some French artillery pieces. And I can't do any French artillery until, well, I have other French artilleries that I can use and do, but I have been waiting for the Victrix order to come in so that I could do all my French artillery in one sitting. So I'm not touching the French artillery. I'm going to give it till the end of the month. If I don't see anything from Victrix, I'm going to have to request my money back from them, and then I'm going to have to place orders with other companies. Speaking of which, I did get a rocket battery in from Warlord. I got one of their rocket batteries for the British. I thought that was pretty cool. I got Dutch-Belgian cavalry. Got the Dutch Light Dragoons. No. Belgian Light Dragoons, Dutch Hussars. I got the, again, I got the Cuirassier, which I haven't, they're still sealed in a box. A little off topic. Napoleonics. I've got so many figures that I'm almost gonna be able to do the entire Allied side. That's not true. Because I'm not even looking at half of the battle. I could do half of Waterloo, is what I'm trying to say. I've got enough figures that I could probably do half of Waterloo. Like, if you take La Haye Saint and Hougoumont and that whole side, I could probably do on both sides, the French and the Allied side. I've done a few of the units from the other side, but I was going to use those, proxy those over. Okay, well, let me go ahead and bring out my finished units that I thought was really cool, and I'll put them up. And sorry this video took so long. I just had to tell you about Victrix, man. Victrix models are just taking too long to get here. I'm going to have to substitute them. If they don't get here by the end of the month, I'm going to have to substitute them with another brand. I'm probably going to, if it doesn't show up, I'm going to stop ordering Victrix. That's just the way it is. If they close my account, then they close my account. If it's like just refund my money or get me the product, They haven't got me the product. I'm not mad at them because I know COVID and restrictions and all that stuff. I'm just disappointed, that I hadn't got it on time. I think for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months is probably even okay. 4 months? No. Yeah, 5 months is way out. So